when it comes to this track, the rhythms are mainly drum machine based, which is great because then you can just like put anything on top of it and everything will be fine because it becomes this rhythmic grid that will just hold and glue everything together if you're lucky. And on this track by Antkowiak called Follow, originally now it's called Somewhere, I think, we used one of these little suckers, the Tribe, the old mid-90s, is it, drum machine, and recorded two different rhythms. We did like one straight one and then one that was treated through the Sherman filter bank to add some grit and some noise and some squeaks and bleeps. Good. But to add some more movement and to make it wider sound-wise, I overdubbed some shakers. Number 1, number 2. And then I recorded some drums. I think the drum kit is still set up out here. It's one of these confusing videos where I walk around and no one knows where I am. Well, here's the drum kit. Everything's pretty old and beaten up. And this is the miking right there. There is the microphone. And that's about it. Because I want it to be like kind of noisy and garagey and stuff. Because I didn't want it to be too clean and like organized. Well, I made it organized anyways. Because I actually took one loop, one bar, and I looped it. And it should be over here. Yes. And what I did with it is kind of fun. Because drum loops, especially with real drums, are kind of boring. Because you hear that someone actually played it and then it just goes on and on and on. So what you can do is that you can just go in and watch it. Like you can see there. We're not there yet. Come on, come on. Yep, there's the grid or the graphics of the drum loop. But what I do is that I just cut it up randomly and make it more noisy and more irritating than anything else. So we've got the shakers over here, and then I added a darbuka, one of those time glass drums. It's over there under the Persephone. So you've got this. And then the drum loop. Yes, but the funny thing is that that is really annoying, of course. Wait a minute. Because there's nothing to actually rely on. There's no, you can't, like having a rhythm section and you don't trust anybody. So what you do, obviously, is that you take another loop and you do that straight and then you pan them right out. So if I take away all the rhythms or the percussion stuff. Becomes this weird like cut up thing, but as everything's cut up to the same grid, everything's like based on the same numbers, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna even itself out in the end. And it becomes, from being just one bar of silly drums, it becomes this really interesting thing. And obviously I did like shitloads of treatments on the drums and pulled them through the modular system. But yeah. So the idea is that you can do really interesting things with just one bar if you just like spend some time fucking it up. and if you're not afraid to making a complete mess of the whole dance floor, which I have no hopes of being close to anyway. So, there you go. Tips about how to cut up a drum rhythm into little pieces. Thank you.